music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
Amazing. Amazing. So I don't know this song very well, other than the fact that my mum used to sing it. And that is quite funny. Okay, so I'm going to do Dean Martin today. And he is, but I heard a song and it sparked me going, I'm going to do him, because I obviously did a band yesterday and I thought, a big band from Glenn Miller from the 1940s, and I thought, right, I'm going to follow it Dean Martin today. Dean Martin's quite interesting because, as Hass immediately said when I said who I was doing on the Music Greats Day, isn't he an actor? So yes, he became an actor, but actually the man is a singer who went into acting. Best friend of Frank Sinatra. Sammy Davis Jr. was the name that I was looking for earlier. Those three were known for being the Rat Pack. But Dean Martin's so interesting. His real name is Dino Paul Crocetti, Italian. Born in 1917, and we lost him in 1995. American singer, actor, and comedian, and one of the most...
1995?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, right?
I was 15.
Yeah.
That's not like I always think of Dean Martin like it was black and white or something like that.
It was 1917.
How old was he when he passed away?
Well, however old that is when 17 is removed from 95.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
He was born. He was born in 1917.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
mashallah.
So
1995 minus 1917. This is 80 years old.
Yeah,
amazing.
78. He's one of the most popular and enduring American entertainers of the mid-20th century, that's what they say. He was nicknamed the King of Cool, and he gained his career breakthrough with a comedian called Jerry Lewis, and they did a show called The Martin and Lewis Show in 1946. But they performed clubs, restaurants, amazing places, numerous appearances, radio, television, and film. And this is kind of how it went. He was born Dino, but obviously didn't stick to that. And he had an Italian father whose name I literally cannot pronounce. I mean, the spelling of it's G-A-E.
G-A-E.
Tano. Giatano.
Yeah.
Really? But it's a G, not... Yeah, okay, Giatano.
Yeah.
Alfonso.
Or Gaetano.
Crocetti. Wow.
Alfonso, what else?
And he had an Italian mother as well, Angela. That was easy. And his father was a barber, and they were from Italy. There we go. They came over to America, broken English all the way. And as a teenager, he played the drums in as a kind of a hobby. He dropped out of high school, all those things. But at 15, he was a boxer, and he billed himself as the Kid Crotchet. And he tried to do all these sort of prize fights, which just earned him a broken nose that he later had to have straightened because he was a star, a scarred lip, broken bones, loads of them, loads of broken knuckles because he wasn't able to afford the tape to wrap his hands, and a badly bruised body. Of his 12 bouts, he said he won all of them, bar 11. That used to be his tagline. Didn't win any. And then, of course, he started doing this kind of... he was a great singer, and used to croon. And there's a really funny story about how his 12-year-old, or his boy, was into the Beatles and into rock and roll. And Dean Martin hated rock and roll. He knew it was music that
he hated rock and roll.
He hated rock and roll because he was a crooner, and he knew that it was pushing him out of being relative and current. And he said to his son, and this is where the song that I'm going to play you comes in. He said to his son, I'm going to knock your pals off the number one spot, I'm telling you. And apparently they had lots of rows about it. Like, it caused quite controversy amongst his relationship with his son because he was so angry that his son liked rock and roll. And his son was like, it's the future, Dad,
Interesting.
And Dean Martin
So the kind
like,
of music that Dean Martin do, this is what, like...
crooning. It's Frank Sinatra. It's, yeah.
But yeah, I never really thought of it as a genre, no? Like, what's Frank Sinatra's genre?
Crooning.
Crooning, right?
Yeah. The Rat Pack, that whole thing. All of this stuff.
Singing.
And when it was going out of fashion, imagine it really wasn't cool.
I don't think it's never got out of fashion, though. Because you remember the guy we interviewed, Omar Kamal, Palestinian, British singer. He's like our Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
He's young.
No, there's still going to be a small market for it. But I think when something starts to go out of fashion, that's its most vulnerable stage. I think it's come back in now. You've got, who's the one that we love, that you sing all the time? the gorgeous one.
Male or female?
Male, who's young, who's like our age. Jamie.
English or Arabic?
American.
No, I'm gonna know.
Who sings all these wonderful songs like Frank Sinatra. Oh, Michael Bublé. There we go.
Michael Bublé. Oh, yeah. Incredible.
Michael
guy.
Bublé.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
So
Definitely.
he's created a whole genre.
Fact.
He's a crooner. So they're all crooners. God, how long did it take me to remember that name? 4215 if you want to fill in my blanks, because clearly I got holes in my brain today. Anyway, crooning was out and the Beatles were in. Okay, rock and roll was there and the Beatles were doing their thing. His son liked the Beatles. And they fell out a lot about it. Anyway, this is the song that made Dean Martin knock the Beatles A Hard Day's Night off the #1 spot. And that's why it's so good. The story of Dean Martin is quite interesting. His first solo film was called 10,000 Bedrooms. 1957, complete box office flop. No one watched it. Volare, the song, though, reached number 15 and number 2 in the UK, so 15 in the States. So he was doing really well crooning, but, you know, rock and roll was coming. He hated it. He then went on to star in all these amazing films. He did The Young Lions with Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift. Then he went and did... teamed up with Frank Sinatra. They did 3 movies together and lots of songs. Yeah, but he tried to stay away, funnily enough, from anything where he had to sing. And then this comes along. This was written in 1947, but the version that everyone loves is Dean Martin's version, even though A, he didn't write it, and B, he was about the 3rd person to record it. What he did with this song is nothing short of incredible. And, you know, apparently he performed it on Bob Hope's radio show in 1948 or something. Bob Hope, do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he eventually recorded this, he knew what he was doing. Dean Paul Martin is the son, the 12-year-old son, who turned around and went, "No, I love the Beatles. You're never going to do it." And he turned around and went, "I'm going to knock your pallies off the charts." And on August the 15th, 1964, he did just that. He knocked A Hard Day's Night off the #1 slot on the Billboard and went straight to the top of the charts across the world. Let's play the song. Dean Martin, the crooner.
I mean, wow. I mean, before we play, are you a fan?
Of Dean Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, 100 times over.
So you listen to it?
Amazing. Well, because I've seen the show in London.
Oh.
The Rat Pack. You need to go and see that.
But you've never seen Dean Martin?
Well, he's dead, so
no,
it
I
would
mean,
be
you know, Dean Martin, that's incredible. Wow, okay.
Yeah, but he's Frank Sinatra.
Get you.
It's all
I
classic
can't wait to hear
stuff.
this. Okay.
I've met his son, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just saying.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.